Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. Space to maneuver at the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tevin Coleman, 55 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go! The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Watch the pass. Hey, switch gears.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big run that time by Elliott. 41 yards on the ground.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
No. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check. 36.
Throwing now is Allen. Flush to his right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter, you're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Let's go.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
First down,
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Here's Gordon. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Clay Matthews coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Jones operating from the gun. And the pressure gets to him again. Clay Matthews, his second sack of the night.
Mike 56, Mike 56. I got him. Jump.
Protein spill.
Slam. Check.
Jones now throwing on fourth down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Reuben Foster, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Mike. Switch up. Check nine. Pick the edge. Come. Middle.
A first down carry by Elliott, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
That's it, baby.
For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. On second down, Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down.
56.
Here's Hallett. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Bradley Chubb in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines.
The Seahawks take over.
Let's go.
1st and 10
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they?
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Melvin Gordon, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The Vikings take over. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On second down now, it's Elliott, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here's Allen to throw it. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll make this a second and long.
56, Mike, 56. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Drop it.
Throwing Jones. This one complete to Christian Kirk. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
That's what
On the set.
Big gain on the play.
56, the Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check 3. Check 3.
Speed grip. Speed grip.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check 13. Check 13. Check, check. Fresno. Fresno. Fresno.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0.
55. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch the curl. Watch the go.
Now on second and 13. Allen toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that'll make it third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. This is caught by Williams. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. To throw, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Motion.
Allen now looks to throw. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they'd left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th. Allen now on the sneak. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him.
Brendan, let's file this play away for later. Let's note this play because, to me, it's not out of the question that the decision to pass up the 3 there could come back to haunt them later on.
Jones off the bootleg. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half.
There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Melvin Gordon ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
On the ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by the rookie first-rounder from Michigan, Devin Bush. Crabtree the target on that one. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's the Pro Bowl corner, Aqib Talib there to stop him.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They will run again with Coleman. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Let's go now. 18 games.
8-yard pickup. First down, Seahawks.
Get it.
Now it's the backup Greer. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Let's go. That's over.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Set the tone, defense.
On second down, it's Coleman. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
I got you, son. I got you, son. Check 37. Check 37.
Now.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at the time, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
You don't want no problem with me.
It's a pickup.
Check it out.
Again, it's Jones. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
First target, first catch, and a first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And they try the sweep to Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Here's Sanchez. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jay Sternberger, 46 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. They're going to run for it with Jones. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Here's Coleman. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop it behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 15. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
By 56, by 56.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Bravo! Ready, go!
Here's Sanchez. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Sanchez now to throw. And it is incomplete. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
A first carry now for Rex Burkhead. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Greer on 3rd down. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
A gain of 5.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
64.
On second down, it's Coleman, and able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This will be caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at second and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger. And dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?